Hey, fifth grade! Welcome to the art room. I'm Mrs. Ash again for anyone that doesn't know me. And I want to say thank you to all the kids that tried submitting their first dot day picture. I got tons of submissions, so I think that we kind of are all getting used to adding response under an activity in Seesaw and having that post to me so that I can see your work. So the same thing goes for the rest of your assignments for me. We're going to draw a little together, and then I need you to click add response and then send me your work so that I know that you did it and I can check you off that you're participating in art and getting your work done. So today we are going to start our first grade level lesson, and we are going to be creating a masked portrait and playing off of our quarantine theme since it is what's going on today in the world. And a lot of artists, when they're feeling down or they want to, or something's going on, that's the way they express themselves. They express themselves through art. So often you will see artists create things that have to do with what's going on in the world or popular culture. So we're going to do the same thing. So we are going to create a masked portrait. And our question for our lesson today is, how can I express myself in art? So we are going to make our masked portrait, but it is a flipped portrait so that, let's see what I'm talking about, that it opens up and you are going to have the features on your face that are hidden by your mask, and then all the different things about you. You're going to use some typography, different fonts to let everybody know what's hidden under that mask, all about you. Okay, and so we're going to express ourselves in art by creating a self-portrait and then telling the viewer, the people that look at the art, oh, I'm struggling, aren't I? A little bit about ourselves by the traits that we write underneath of our mask. So you might need to ask some people in your family, look at the person, it's still not working. What should I say about me? And I want to go a little deeper than just writing like pretty or cute. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe you're athletic, or you're artistic, or maybe you're a good friend or a helper. Okay, let's see if that works. Oh, good. Okay. So, as you know, in the art room, and this will be the same for virtual art, we're not just going to dive right into the project. We're going to practice first. And so as fifth graders, we are going to practice drawing the parts of the face. And you're going to say, oh, Mrs. Ash, I hate drawing a face. It's so hard. Well, the only way we get better at it is if we practice. So what we're going to do is we are going to practice today drawing eyebrows, eyes, nose, and lips. Okay, and I want you to make 6 of each on a piece of paper for me as your practice. Okay, so I'm going to demonstrate that in front of you, and then you're going to try it out on your own, and then you need to send it to me. Make sure your name is on the front of your paper. Even though I can see your name on the Seesaw post, I also want to see it on your paper. All right, so I'm going to turn this camera around. While I'm working on that, grab yourself a pencil and an eraser if you have. If you don't have a pencil, you could do it with pen or marker or anything. It's just that you might want to be able to erase. I know that kids like to be able to erase their mistakes, but you don't have to. This is just a practice sheet. All right, I'm going to pop this guy around and get started. Alrighty, so we are going to start off with the eyebrow. And so the eyebrow, now you can be looking in a mirror, you can be looking at a person in a picture if you'd like, or looking off of something. Doing an observation drawing is a really good idea when trying to draw a person. We're going to do the basic shapes of the facial features today, and you can look off of something if you want, or you can just try to get the shapes down while we're doing our practicing. Okay, so for an eyebrow, we are going to be, I think this will be upside down. Let's see. I think it is. Let's turn this guy around. There we go. So the eyebrow is going to be a flattened rainbow shape. Okay, so I just kind of like to pencil that on there first, and I'll make it a little darker so that you guys can see it. So that's our shape of our eyebrow. If you want it to be a little bit more feminine, I bring it down, make a little curve here, and then back up to look a little bit more feminine like that. And then you can shade it in. Just means lightly color it in. Okay, if it's looking a little bit too colored in, you can always take your eraser and just lightly go over it. If you wanted to add a little bit of hair texture to your eyebrows, you're going to make little flicks with your pencil. And I'm not sure if you can see that, I'll make it darker here. And that's where you use pressure at this point, and then you let it come up towards the end. Let up on the pressure at the end. And that will look like the hair is in the skin here, and then it's not connected to the skin at the end, like what eyebrow hair would look like. So we can add little flicks of texture if you want to make your eyebrows. For a masculine eyebrow, it's the same type of thing, so it's also going to be a flattened rainbow type shape, but it's going to not be as rounded here. It's going to be more squared off, more like two vertical lines coming down. And you're going to shade that in as well. It's a little bit too big there. And remember, this is your practice, so I don't want to see you getting a brand new picture. If you don't like one part of it, you can always cross it out. Some kids like to do that, or you can just leave it there like, it doesn't look that good. I'll just try it over here. So we're going to try and make that flattened rainbow shape and then thicken it up a little and maybe add that flick texture of hair inside of it. Usually a little wider towards the closer it is towards the nose, and gets a little thinner towards the side of the head or the eyebrow or the ear. Okay, so what I want you to do now, I'm going to give you 3 minutes, and I want you to draw me 6 eyebrows on your paper. Okay, I hope you took your 3 minutes to draw your 6 eyebrows, and now we are going to practice drawing an eye. So an eye is a football shape or a lemon shape. So what I like to do first is I like to draw a straight line, and then I make my rainbow line and then an upside down rainbow line. So it's kind of like another shallow rainbow, and then one underneath. Okay, and then you can erase out the line in the center. So we don't need that. That was just there to kind of help us get our lines to be even. So we make a straight line. We start here, we go up and then back down. And then the same thing on the bottom, up and then back down. If it's not perfect, just keep going over it until it's a line that you like. Okay, so like I'm seeing here that mine needs to go up a little farther. And then back down here. Okay. And then I just darken up the line that I do like. That's the line I do like. All right, so wide, darken up the line that I do like. I have my mistake line over here, but that's okay. It's just a practice. All right, and so now I'm going to put in the iris. So the iris is the colored part of the eye. And so that is like, I kind of say it's like a parentheses on either side, here and here. All right, some kids think it's a full circle that you see. You really don't see the whole iris, unless your eyes are wide open. Okay, and then you're going to put the pupil in the center. Feels a little bit long here. And then the color of the eye kind of radiates from the center, from that pupil, and goes out. So you can shade that in with nice little soft brush, or brush strokes, I was going to say. That's pencil strokes. Over here. Gotta shorten this eye out. This is so silly. Same thing here, okay? If you want to add some lashes in, sometimes we think the lashes are like these long, big things, but not as prominent as we wish, huh? And so I'm kind of doing that same texture technique, that flick, where it's I'm pressing down at the first part that I'm pressing down onto, and then I flick it up, flick it up, flick it up, flick it up. So it looks like it's coming under the lid and up, under the lid of the eyebrow and up. Okay, you can darken up your iris if you want. You can add a glare in the eye. If you want to add a glare, you could just pick a spot to erase out where it's white. All right, so there is my eye. So I would like for you to now make 6 practice eyes on your paper. So I'm not gonna hold my camera on for 3 minutes, so I'm gonna start my next one, but I want you to make 6 practice eyes. So I want you to pause and make the 6 ones. It should take about 3 minutes or longer if you're really taking your time, which would be awesome. And if it takes you a little bit quicker, then you can go ahead and start the video when you are ready. Okay, here we go. Alrighty, I am back. So I was working on my eyes too while you guys were working on your eyes, and I like to just kind of doodle and practice, and that's how you'll get better at it. But all right, so the next one is the nose. Now the nose, people like to make that cartoon nose because noses are so tricky because it's basically all shading, okay? And so because of how the bridge of your nose comes out, it's really kind of tricky to draw that part of your face. So we are going to try it out the best we can. And so what I always say to kids is we are going to start with the side of the bridge of your nose, and you're gonna put like a C type shape here, and that would be your nostril. And then a C type shape over here for that nostril. It kind of tapers up, so it's wider here and then gets a little skinnier. And then I try to do a upside down rainbow line or a smile line here. That's for the base of your nose, the underside. And then I connect these with another curved line. Okay, and so this would be kind of shaded in here because it's going to be dark inside that nostril. And it looks like this part of my nose is coming down a little bit far, so I could probably bring that up depending on what the nose looks like that you're trying to draw. Let's see if we can bring that up a little. Sometimes there's a little bump here. So let's try the nose again. So I also have seen people try and do it like this. We can try this. You can make a curly Q and down. Let's see, curly Q and down. And then those kind of become the nostrils. And then you can add the C's on the side and up. It's not perfect. I'm not a perfect nose drawer. Ooh, I have a nose going into a nose. So you can try to make your nose. If you want to look in the mirror, that might help you get these lines a little bit better. It's not going to look perfect, and I'm okay with that. Got my C's here. Some people will draw their nostrils like perfect circles, and that will probably that's a little confusing. That'll make, if you notice when you're looking in the mirror, looking at a picture of someone, you can't see the perfect circle of the nostril because it's on the underside of the nose. So you really can only see a little bit of that shaded area for the nostril. So that'll help it look a little bit more realistic if you don't show perfect circles. Okay, so I want you to try out that nose. So we got that curved C on one side, curved C on the other side, the little smile line in the middle, and then give yourself some nostril shadows, and then the bridge. Okay, you go ahead and try that. You have 3 minutes that I want you to try out noses. Okay, pause my video and go ahead and get working, and then unpause me when you have made 6 noses. All right, I can't wait to see your trial on your noses, and if they look super silly, that is okay, because remember, This is tricky. We are picking a hard thing to start with this year. Facial features are tricky, so don't stress about yours not looking perfect, okay? Alrighty. Uh-oh, this nose isn't even finished. Let's see. Oh, that looks kind of funny. See? Oh well, it's still counted as one of my noses, right? All right. Our last part of our face that we are going to add on today is our mouth. Start with a straight horizontal line. That's going to be the center of the lips, where the lips meet each other. Then we're going to go up and down into the center. Up and down. Okay, now that's not perfect. It doesn't look right. So I'm just going to keep drawing right on that mouth until I like where the lines are, and then I can darken them up when I get it to the spot I want. Okay, so like I know those lines in there, in the first lines I made weren't right. That's okay. Go down here in this straight, and maybe put a little curve in here to make it look like it has a little bit of a form to the lip. I drew a little dark to begin with, so I'm going to go ahead and erase that because it's hard for me to show you which line was the one I wanted. I think that was the line I liked. I'm going to make this line a little darker because it would be shadowed in there because it's going into the mouth. And I can add on my I can add on to my lips. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and try the closed mouth. You're going to take... Okay, did you work on your closed mouth? Alrighty, so I'm going to round mine here so it's not as prominent at the corners there. Looks like it kind of goes back. All right, so let's try that again. So it's a straight line for where the lips are. You could find, where the lips meet. You could find the center so you know where you want your line to come up and down, and up and down. Oh, sorry, you can barely see that. I'll darken it up. So there's my line, and then I go up and down, up and down, and then this one is just a swooping smile line there. Okay, and then you can erase all your guides. And then you can make it a little less prominent there if you want, depending on what the lips look like that you're trying to draw. Definitely look in the mirror, look at a picture of a person. That'll guide you through this. And there we have some lips, and we can add a little nose. Okay, so 3 minutes on 6 lips. So when I see your paper today, what I should be seeing is 6 lips, 6 eyes, 6 nose, 6 eyebrows. Okay, so I know that you are practicing making faces. All right, go ahead, 3 minutes on lips. Alrighty, 5th graders, so you should have taken some time to make me 6 lips, 6 noses, 6 eyebrows, 6 eyes, and so that's eyes, eyebrows, noses, mouth. That's 4. Okay, so you should have taken at least 3 minutes to make each one, practicing making those a couple times. So what I need you to turn into me is a paper that looks very similar to this, where you have your practice sketches. It should not be a finished project. It's just a practice day. And this is how we would do it if we were in school. We'd practice for a little bit, and then we would start to add all of our parts together. So we're also going to practice typography, lettering, and fonts before we do this part of the project. And then we will kind of put the, ripping this, we'll put the whole thing together to create our cool expressive self-portrait here about ourselves. So we aren't ready to answer our question of our lesson yet because we are still in the practice part, but we will be continuing to talk about expressing ourselves through art. I'm super excited to do this with you, and I'm really looking forward to seeing your practice drawings. So, is this going to look perfect? No. Look at mine. Mine's not perfect. These don't look perfect. They're just my practice, okay? And so remember, we have the whole year to keep working on our art skills and have fun together. So, send me this. Have a good rest of the week, and I'll see you guys next week.